Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Sunday. I have absolutely no concrete plans for today. I have no idea where today is going to take us, so let's go find out. Okay, first adventure of the day takes us to Marshall's. Marshall's of all places. The reason why I want to go in here is because recently some of you guys told me that places like Marshall's and TJ Maxx have Disney mugs sometimes. Well, I have one right down the street, so let's go find out. Well, they do have plenty of mugs, but no Disney. Well, Marshall's was a complete bust. However, I do also have a Ross nearby. Now, I haven't heard about any mugs showing up here, but TJ Maxx, Marshall's, Ross, they're all the same store. Let's check them out. It looks like that's it. And once again, no Disney. But these skull cups, they're pretty cool. All right, now on to Target. And not to look for Disney mugs, we're just going here because it's Target. There is one thing I can always count on getting when I come to Target, and that is Velcro command strips. I use these about every day in the library. Check out these amazing Lego costumes for Nexo Knights. I've never heard of that. These are really cool though. Look at that. Full body costume. I want one of these, but I do not think I will fit one of those. I should get one for Sean though. They were originally $40, marked down to only $12. So here's a question for you guys. Easter. Synonymous with candy. I mean, yes, mostly chocolate, but all sorts of candies. So my question is, if Easter is so well known for its candy, why does all the Easter candy suck? And of course, what trip to Target would be complete without checking out the media? And once again, the deals, not so great. Just a couple bucks off certain titles, and I have no interest in paying that much for anything. Although this is rather tempting. They do have the complete fourth season of The Americans. I could use the rest of my Shopkick points towards this and pick it up for a pretty good price. I might grab it. And nothing in clearance. Well, there you go. That was my super exciting day of buying pizza and looking for Disney mugs and picking up a few DVDs. Okay, let's go home. Let's see what I grabbed. All right, back home, and what can I say? Not every day is going to be a grand adventure. Some days, like today, are a little bit of a chill day. Decided to take it a little easy, slept in, did not really leave the house much until around 5 o'clock. I left for a little bit to go to the grocery store and get some frozen pizza. Then I came home and just relaxed, watched some YouTube videos, just had a good time hanging out with my son, and then it wasn't until maybe like 4:30, 5 o'clock till I actually left the house, and at that point, most pawn shops and thrift stores are closing up in the area on Sundays, so decided to hit some major stores, and I did really want to check out Ross and Marshall's because some of you guys said things about Disney mugs showing up at stores like that, and I've been meaning to go out to those stores for like the last 2 weeks, so I figured they're major stores, they're open for a little bit, why not check them out? Unfortunately, no Disney mugs at any of those. I still have to check a TJ Maxx. I'll have to do that one of these days. And then the Target was right there, so I figured, why not run in, see what they got. I live in that store anyway. And even though today was a pretty chill day, I still picked up 2 titles. So the first title I picked up from the grocery store was Deepwater Horizon. I've been really wanting to check this movie out because I've been hearing nothing but great things about this film. Oddly enough, not while it was in theaters, but once it came out to actually DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, everybody was talking about this movie and saying it was just fantastic. So I've been wanting to get my hands on it and check this one out. Apparently it looks just fantastic in 4K. I don't know, I just grabbed the Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD combo pack, but I really look forward to checking this out because again, I've heard such great things. It's certainly based on a very interesting topic, so I want to check this one out. It looks pretty good, and thus why I picked it up. In fact, I'll probably end up watching this one tonight. And then the only title I picked up from Target was The Americans, a complete 4th season. I now have all 4 seasons of this show, I believe. Are they on the 5th season now or something like that? I don't know. I have never watched a single episode of this series. I picked up the Blu-ray release of the first season like a couple years back, and I got it for like $1 or $2. It was a really good deal, but I had never seen the show, so I decided to pick it up. And then I was like, well, I got the first season, so now I gotta get the second and the third and the 4th, and I just keep buying these seasons, but I've actually never seen a single episode, so hopefully the show is good. I have heard it is, so I'm looking forward to checking this out eventually. I'll probably wait until the entire series comes out, and then I'll just marathon it all, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys have seen this show, if you're into this show, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of The Americans. I ended up picking this up for only $5 thanks to Shopkick, and unfortunately at this point, I've used all my Shopkick points, so I need to start building those back up, but again, $5 for this, not a bad deal at all. In fact, I think I picked up all my recent copies of the other seasons of The Americans for pretty cheap as well. So I've been doing pretty good with this series. I've been buying them all for really, really cheap, and that's fantastic. So again, look forward to checking it out. Hopefully it's as good as I've heard. Again, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. So now, on to tonight's feature presentation, and yes, you guessed it, Deepwater Horizon. Great movie. Really did enjoy this. It went a lot quicker than I was expecting it to. It's actually only been an hour and a half long, 107 minutes. I thought the movie was going to be much longer than that, and it kind of gets right down to it. It really just, like, within the first, like, half hour or so, kind of sets up the disaster that's going to happen, and then the last hour is them dealing with that. I was really surprised that it was not drawn out a little bit more, which I'm not saying is necessarily a bad thing. I just would expect a movie like this to try to make its way into like the 2 hour mark or something like that, and it actually did it, which I don't know. Did I like it? Did I not like it? It kind of worked. It just went faster than I was expecting. So obviously this is all about the gigantic, horrible BP oil disaster back in 2010. I'm sure we're all pretty familiar with that, and about how that all went down. About the whole like, I guess, like, there's this concrete thing they pour or something like that to keep the seabed like level, and the drilling rig. I don't know. I don't know the first thing about oil. But anyway, this concrete keeps everything like together and working and whatnot. And they didn't inspect it, and they kind of like cut all these corners with it. And as such, when they were running the tests and started to drill and whatnot, sure enough, things went bad, and the whole rig just went up. I mean, the whole thing just exploded and just caught on fire, and I think like 11 people died, and there were a bunch of people injured, of course. To be honest, if it was nearly as bad as, well, actually, I guess it was. I saw pictures of it online. With how bad of a disaster this looked to be, I'm really surprised more people didn't die. You'd really think that, not that 11's, like, oh, that's fine, it's nothing. No, that's horrible. You just would expect, like, most of the people on this rig, you think they would have died. It's a kind of a miracle. So many people actually did survive this, but the movie really just gets you so angry at the oil industry if you're not already angry at them enough. I mean, I'm not going to get political on you, but as somebody who once used to be very, very, very political, I've toned that back down over the last few years. I've kind of taken a different stance on my thoughts on politics. I won't get into that either, but I still do not care much for oil industry, and this movie will certainly get you really angry at them to see how it's, of course, just all about money, 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 money. Who cares about people's safety? Who cares about the environment? Whatever. Let's just cut corners. Let's just try to make all this money. Luckily enough, sort of to an extent, BP was definitely they were fined a lot. I think it was the biggest fine ever. They had to pay a boatload of money to, I think that's like the government and to states and to people and all these different places. They had to like spend all this money. I mean, they just give so much money away, and rightfully so. All the fines and legal things they had to settle and whatnot, they definitely should have. In my personal opinion, the company should have just been, out. They should have said, you guys can no longer do anything. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's over yet, but for a while anyway, they're not allowed to file any new like they can't drill like anymore in America or something like that. I think I don't know that's still going on. I don't know how long that's for, but they put a ban on them. I think like the EPA put a ban on them for a little while, that they can't drill can't build any new platforms or anything like that in America, which is good. But still, it's crazy. People were charged with manslaughter essentially, and I think those cases were dropped. Just crazy, the fact that people didn't get in enough trouble as I think they should have. I mean, yes, the company was fined quite a bit of money, and they lost a ton of money all because of their negligence, and hopefully they've learned their lesson. I don't think they're going to want to lose that much money again. I mean, it was like billions of dollars. They will not want to have to do that again, so hopefully they will never, they won't cut corners, and they'll make sure everything's going smoothly. They'll have to spend a little bit more money to make sure everything's going smoothly, but in the end, it won't cost them, billions of dollars. So hopefully it was a wake-up call for them, but at the same time, I do feel like more people should have been in more trouble, and if it was up to me, I just would have said, and you guys can no longer, drill anywhere. I mean, I know there's probably legal stuff against that, but I don't know. It's a shame that companies like this can still exist when they do stuff so horrible. I mean, they're just these evil corporations, and it's like, sure, go ahead, keep on drilling. But anyway, so great movie. I loved everybody in it. Kurt Russell was just fan. Every time I see him pop up, I'm like, I'm gonna love the movie because Kurt Russell's in it. Mark Wahlberg was fantastic as well. Everybody in the movie did just a great job playing their characters, and it was really interesting seeing when everything just went awry and how everybody had to survive and what they had to go through and the craziness that did ensue. How much of that was Hollywood, how much of that was real life. I would assume that it was pretty somewhat close to real life. I'm sure the ordeal was a horrible, horrible thing. I can't imagine that it was just, a cakewalk. I'm sure what the movie represented was at least somewhat close to what actually happened. Again, it just seemed like an absolutely horrible ordeal, and I have no doubt that it was from the I remember when this whole thing happened, from the news clips I remember watching, and from the photos I remember seeing. It looked pretty bad. So Deepwater Horizon, would I recommend it? I would say this is definitely one to pick up when you find it for cheap. I'm not going to say go out and spend full price on this. Don't go out and spend, $20 to $30 on this. No, I'd say you find it for like $10 or so, pick it up, check it out. You'll enjoy it. You'll get a kick out of it. It's definitely an interesting, I guess you would say, disaster movie, disaster drama, whatever you want to call it. Very well done, and one worth checking out. But like I said, I wouldn't say it's worth your full price. Yeah, I hear it looks pretty good at 4K, but I don't know. I don't know if I would say this movie's worth like actually spending the money on to get a 4K, even if it does look really good, because the movie was good, but I don't know if it's like spend the money to get it on 4K good. I don't know. So I would say this movie's definitely a $10 price range type movie. If you come across it for that price, pick it up, check it out. You'll enjoy it. And with that, I am off to bed because, oh joy, tomorrow is Monday, and I gotta get up nice and early for work. Yay! At least this week should not be nearly as bad as the last 2 weeks. Again, we were getting ready for that big shot to come in on Friday, and it was just a madhouse around the offices. So everything should be back to normal now, and that's good. I'm very much looking forward to that. So even though I'm not excited to go back to work, at least I'll be back to normality, and that is good. Also, hopefully some of the packages you guys recently said you have sent will show up tomorrow. I will definitely be checking the post office tomorrow. Again, with that snowstorm we had last week, which really wasn't all that bad of a snowstorm. I don't know. But again, with that snowstorm, things got backed up. There's some packages I sent out to people that are kind of like in limbo. Some packages that you guys have sent to me that are kind of in limbo. So hopefully things will go back to normal this week and stuff will actually get to where it needs to go. And I'll actually get some of those packages that you guys sent, hopefully maybe tomorrow. We will see. But again, with that, I am off to bed. So as always, guys, thank you so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, hit that subscribe button and you're going to get one. And of course, don't forget to check out Patreon to help support the show, Spreadshirt.com to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, and of course, Instagram to check out the Cinema Sickness store to pick up all kinds of awesome media. All proceeds do go right back into the show and do help out the series. Links to all that can be found down below in the description of this video. So again, that is it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. What? Come on, guys. I told you. Today is just a chill, relaxed day. Not today, all right, guys? Not today. Seriously, go away.